Somebody just went by. Okay, so here's a little food for thought or something that goes along those lines. Guys, ooh, nice corn. Nice corn, nice corn, nice corn. That's the best corn that you'll ever see planted with the John Deere 7000 corn planter. I mean, we'll stop out here at the other field and take a little more in-depth look. But, man, that corn just looks so darn nice. It looks even better when the sun hits it just right. Holy cow. Wow. Couldn't ask for no better planted corn. Conditions were favorable. And I think that if we get some more heat and maybe 1/10 or so inch of rain, that corn is just gonna grow. It'll even grow through the wet spots if we let it. And the winter wheat, it don't look too bad. Should be cutting that around the weekend of the 4th of July, maybe. Hopefully. It seems like it's the only time we can get farm work done anymore is over a holiday or on a weekend. Or you work late at night on weekdays when you try and do your other job. It all works out, but gotta get a lot of straw off that as tall as that weed is. I think it's actually short, in my opinion. I think too, if I get my shocks done, or we get all the hay baled up today, that I'm going to horse around with these shocks a little bit and see if I can't decapitate myself, because then I've learned something. Not to do it the next time. That's just, and I'll feel good that way. You know, you get hurt, you learn something from it. You don't get hurt doing something, you don't learn from it. Just look at all them rows out there, not so much the fence post, just all even and everything. Wowee. Little bit of rain, little bit of heat. Really made things grow. I mean, if you guys look here, well, I do actually. That's one good thing about this gator is you got all kind of room to stow stuff. And I want to know, bet you that this corn is only maybe had to have two hands to do this job. I bet you, yeah, it's not even like, I'll be darned, it's 8 inches. Huh, look at that. So that ain't bad. No, it's actually like 9.5 inches tall, so it's growing. Last week it was just little shoots coming up out of the ground, like there is here. It's obviously shorter down there than it is over here. Or you know what? I bet you I'll bet you we go out this way. Yeah, this, we'll go right here. No, it's about the same. Just a skosh taller. But for those of you that have been asking, do we have a deer problem out here in Ohio? You betcha, but not as bad as New Jersey. New Jersey, I've heard Wes Pandy say he can plant a whole field of corn and the deer just pick everything off of it. That's why always, I don't care what anybody says, it always seems like the first 24, 36 or 48 rows, I can't remember, the deer always get along those woods way over there. And yes, I'm sorry you're looking in the sun, and those woods way over there, because, you know, let's face it, the trees shade the corn that's planted along the edge from getting the sunlight they need, and plus the deer come in and just terrorize it. I wouldn't be surprised if this corn here and that, let's go look at the other corn over here. If it were to get, I'm gonna say it'll do well. I'm not gonna put no assumptions on because I don't know. I was gonna say, you know, 200 bushel acre corn, but that's what we'd all like to assume. But I'm not even going there until I see ears on the stalks. Now, if somebody got a little happy here and decided that we would plant the driveway, look at that. Look at that. That corn decided to come up through with them asphalt grindings. Isn't that something? Look at there. I never seen it before. Look, yeah, look at that. Look at that. It decided to come up through the grindings. Gee willikers. Huh. Never in my life of farming have I seen corn come up through asphalt grindings like that. And I'm like, it just blows my mind, because I always thought corn needed dirt to grow in, not hard packed material. And this stuff here, you can scratch at it, and yes, you can make a little divot in it, but you get up that way on the hill. Well, actually, let's just go for a walk up this way. And the farther up you get, the harder this stuff gets. I mean, look at that. I can't even, I might wind up breaking my foot if I go any harder. You guys heard that. Just rock hard stuff. So, yeah. Apparently that's loose down there. But, I mean, in all reality, I guess there's dirt there, but I can't believe that them disc wheels penetrated that deep into the ground. Or no, it was the closing wheels that made the trench. That's right, it was the closing wheels that made the trench. So let's just walk out over here, man, and we'll look at this corn. See, it's already starting to turn. I don't know if it's just the direction of the sun, but it looks like it's turning a little bit yellow. Now this corn is obviously shorter. Oh, we're gonna go with about, let's just say in the ballpark of 5 inches. It's only 5 inches tall, whereas the other was 8 inches or 9 inches. Now granted, this is always the wet area on the farm, or at least back in that corner was. Let's just take a walkie back in here. I'll be surprised if this corn comes up through this wet spot here, basically because we got some deer damage already. What the heck? Right there, deer damage. Look at that. That ain't good. Right there. I think the planter goofed up right there. It didn't plant right for some reason. I don't know why. You can see right there, it goofed up. And right there. But what the heck do we got going on there with them short guys? But that's always a wet spot over there where it rained heavy. But as you can see, the corn is trying to come up out of the ground. So I'm gonna say maybe, you know, another week with you know, the heat that we get are going to get, and just a skosh bit of rain will help. Yeah, this is what I was talking about here, is this wet spot. Obviously the corn ain't gonna come up, well, it's trying to on that outer edge there, but you know, well, yeah, see, it come up, we planted this, and then it rained at 5 inches. That's what happened. If we don't get no more rain and let the heat come in this next week, I almost guarantee you that corn is going to work. It's just going to sop up all the water, and it's just going to grow. There's no doubt about it. The corn obviously ain't gonna grow here because it's just too wet right there. And what happens in these spots, or causes them, is tile blowouts and stuff from old clay tile that farmers put in, like my grandfather. I think he used clay tile, if I remember right, or it was here on the farm. But you can't go very deep with this stuff. You can't go very deep, and you gotta bed the heck out of it with gravel, because the dirt, if you just backfill with dirt, it won't do no good. Dirt acts like a sponge, basically. It sops up the water, but it don't really let it go nowhere if it gets wet, okay? If that makes sense. If you bed the trench with gravel, then it acts like a strainer, like your mother would use in the kitchen, you know, for noodles and stuff like that, potatoes, fried veggies, all that kind of stuff. It allows the water to seep through that and go down to the pipe and then run. Actually, I'll show you. We tiled this field and we just ran it right to the creek. That's what we did with it. There's a pipe that runs right across there, right where the tape measure is, right across there. Oh, so the corn didn't come up here, but it came up here. That's weird. But so that's just a little bit about, you know, dirt, how it can be used as a sponge and everything. Another thing too that you don't want in a field is ruts. That's why we stay out of fields when it's wet. You can see here, these tires, these cleat marks. These will hold water if like you're out there in a flat land, or even up on that hill on the flat land. Those would hold water, and then they would make the field smeary, slimy, and then your crops wouldn't be able to grow. That's why we come behind with a cultipacker to pack the wheel tracks down and stuff, shove the rocks back in, the ones that, you know, are too little to worry about. But you want fields to be dry, water free, like obviously not moisture free, but like puddle free and rut free, because water does bad things to crops. It just does. It allows them not to grow, and you can't farm that area. So if you guys want to see more videos just like this or anything else that's on your guys' mind, leave it in the comments below on what you guys would like to see. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. You know, the further back I go, the only imperfections that I see is back here along the drive, about where them clusters of trees starts, is the only other real major wet spot on this field. But that don't look like bad corn. No. That, I'm just gonna make an assumption of 170 bushels to the acre. No, maybe I better back myself up. 150 bushels to the acre. Now again, it's obviously not going to do very good right here because of what I said in last video. You also want to consider drainage in these fields. This one obviously wants to slope down that way a little bit, and there's really nowhere for the water to run away to. But if the corn comes up, say through that wet area right there, I think we'll be in good shape. Oh, and that water puddle right there too. Yeah. Nah, nothing planted on this end hardly. So it's just too wet here.